Hello, my dear fifth graders. You are looking at an example of our latest project, 1-point perspective. 1-point perspective has a horizon line, and a horizon line is where we're looking. It's like our eye level here. Now with 1-point perspective, it's like we're looking down a hallway or we're looking down a street. There is only one point in the distance that you see, and all the lines or orthogonal lines go to that one point. So in this drawing, my one point on the horizon line is right about here. That's where all these orthogonal lines go. So, how do we do that now? 1-point perspective and drawing in perspective can be kind of tricky. So let's see how we can do this. So here is my horizon line. Now I need to choose one spot on my horizon line to be my vanishing point. That's where all the objects vanish to in the distance. I'm going to do my vanishing point about here, a little bit off to the side. Now, I'm looking straight on, so I am going to make a rectangle or square that looks straight on. So I like to always use the edges of my paper as a guide. So the edge of my paper is just over here. So I set my ruler on the edge. I want my rectangle to be parallel to this edge. So I take it to the edge and I just slide it across my page a bit so it's nice and straight and it is parallel to the side of my paper. So I'm going to do my first line. And now I'm going to take this line and I want my next section to be parallel. Now you guys will be using pencil. I am using this pen so you can clearly see what I'm doing. So we have our two parallel lines. Mine might be a little bit off. Then I'm going to use the edge of my paper again. So I'm lining up my ruler on the edge. And it's not going to be perfect, of course. I'm just going to slide it up until I get to my points. I want to make sure that that is parallel. It's looking pretty good. So I'm going to draw the bottom of my rectangle. Just going to connect it there. And now I'm going to just line it up here. I want these lines to be parallel. And I'm just going to draw the top. And just connect a little bit there. Okay, perfect. Now I am looking straight on at that box. Now, I want this square to become a cube, so I have to draw my orthogonal lines to my vanishing point. So, all I do is take each corner and draw a line to my vanishing point. Now my next corner. What we are doing here is we are turning this 2D shape, this square, into a cube. That was a little bit off there, that's okay. And 3. Follow my ruler. There we go. I have just cubified my shape, but you know what? It's not quite a cube yet, is it? I need to chop off these orthogonal lines. I don't need them to go all the way. So I want to choose the depth of my cube. Now this is the tricky part. You want the sides of your cube to be parallel to the front of your cube. So my side, the depth of the cube, I could make it this deep, or I can make it this deep. I'm going to make it about this deep. So I need to line up my ruler to the edge, and I decide how deep I'm going to make my shape. and then I draw a parallel line. This side has to be parallel to this side. So these two, I'm just going to mark them. These two have to be parallel. They're going to be the same direction. These two lines. Now I haven't cut everything off yet. So I need to make the top of my cube. Now this has to cut off at the edge there. Do you see that? And this line has to be parallel. So I line up my ruler at the top, and I go over here, and I line it up with that corner that I just had, and I chop it off here. It has to be parallel. So this side has to be parallel to this side. So these two go the same direction, these two go the same direction. Vertical and horizontal. Now, you guys, you're going to be using pencils, so you can just erase yours. I used pens, so I'm going to use a little bit of my whiteout to erase my orthogonal lines, because I don't need them anymore. I have got my cube. When you erase those orthogonal lines, that's where you really see that cube stand out. So now I have my cube. Now, if I were to make another one, I could make that 2D shape, that square, anywhere on my paper, above the horizon line or below. You're always just going to do the same thing. Each corner of your shape that you can see, you are going to bring back to your vanishing point. Here is how you draw a cube. This is form. We are creating what looks to be a 2D shape. Sorry, on a 2D surface, we are creating a 3D shape. That is form. Have fun drawing in 1-point perspective.